Star. Welcome back to my channel. So I promised these reviews today, and even though kind of don't want to, reviews aren't my favorite video, but they're not my least favorite either. And my favorite videos are tags, so I always want to do them. And I keep saying that I'm going to put the tags on hold, but then I keep doing them. I don't know, some tags aren't really exactly about. Some tags I'll do right now. Some I'm trying to wait for a little bit until I read some more of the books off my TBR list, and then I will be able to talk more about different books and different characters and different couples for the answers on the tags. Some of them I'm gonna still do. So yeah, that's fun. And I haven't filmed this much lately, so I'm going to try to get a few videos done like back to back. I have like 3 book reviews I need to do, honestly, 3 of them. And I have 2 that will be coming soonish. So yeah, I'm just, and I don't know, there's a couple videos I want to do. I might wait till do tomorrow. Depends on how much energy I have to keep doing videos after another 3 videos, which I'm definitely doing right now. So yeah, fun. Well, actually, there might be a 4th video I make because after I'm done with the videos I'm gonna write. So I might do a writing vlog, and I also need to clean off. I also need to like organize my bookshelf because I have this little area I was gonna make a library, and right now I only have 1 shelf, and not all of them can fit on the shelf. But I'm definitely gonna put some of them on there right now. And my mom went ahead and did it, but she didn't know like. Well, she knew some of the books, like what series they went with, but some of them she didn't, and so she didn't exactly put all the series together or even in order. So I was gonna fix that, and I was gonna talk about books, but honestly, I don't think I'm gonna have the energy to do that one. I might just do these 3 reviews in the writing blog, and maybe a tag or 2, because there's a few tags that I just heard of from booktube that I want to do. Like this is one off YouTube tag I just watched today that I want to do, and there's like another book tag I heard of the other day that I want to do. And there's also these 2 videos I talked about that Brittany and Books did, the characters that will definitely be on the nice list, the characters that definitely be on the not list, but I haven't actually like figured out which characters to put there yet because I haven't actually made a list yet. So that I'm probably not going to do today. Maybe I'll do them tomorrow. But I also need to make videos for my other, tomorrow I was going to make videos for my other channel, which are about TV shows and movies, because this one I actually update more than the other one because I'm more into books. So this is the channel I update more, but I do still love to talk about some of my favorite TV shows and movies, so I still want to update my other channel. So yeah. So anyways, here's to the book review for this book. It's called The Shadowrun Chronicles, Maeve, the first book, and only book that's even out yet. I've mentioned it a couple times, but I haven't really gone in depth with it. I pretty much just mentioned the name of it and the fact that I kind of, sort of know the author. I mean, I met her on Wattpad. She and I did agree to like her buy my book, I buy hers, and then we can kind of like talk about them and make each other better writers, I guess, basically. And so yeah, I bought her first book. She mentioned that she's currently working on the 4th one. The 2nd and 3rd books are at her editors, and I have no idea when they're gonna get published. But it shouldn't be too long. Hopefully they're gonna be. Hopefully at least one gets published in 2021, and maybe the 3rd one too. We'll see. Because this was good. I do want to find out what happens. It's not my favorite book, but I did really enjoy it. It was a little slow to get into, and there was a few confusing parts. It confused me a little because there's like a lot of time jumps, and the only thing I would probably change is for her to like stress when the time jump's happening and then when it's ending, so you kind of know, because like she didn't really say when the time jumps are happening. Like you just kind of time jumped, and then all of a sudden there's a whole set of new characters. Like it started out with Maeve. So basically I'm going to read the synopsis and then I'll explain more about the whole time jump thing in a minute. It says, many years ago, darkness tore apart the world. They called it the Great War, for it was massive and involved all the realms. My mind just went blank. All the realms of all the worlds. Enemies on either side grew their armies for battle with heavy casualties. New allies formed out of this bloodshed while old ones crumbled. The Great War might be over, but another one looms in the distance, and it all begins with a lonely mother named Maeve. Maeve once was a loving mother and wife, but darkness transformed her into a creature of the night. She is at the mercy of the Shadow King and her vampire master. So basically, Maeve was a fairy, but she's part of this like prophecy or something. Both her vampire master, I can't remember his name now. Hold on, I have my notes on this book because this was like the first book I did for the whole reading club with my mom, book club with my mom. So I still have the notes. I haven't thrown them away yet. What was his name again? I think Marius. That was his name. And then the Shadow King. What was his name? Jonathan, I think. That was it, right? Yeah. So she ended up being turned by Marius, and then her son was an infant or a few months old, something like that. And then her and her husband were actually having difficulties at the time. New parents and all. And then
it's a text message.
She gets turned, and then he thinks she's a monster. So the entire town comes after her, and he ends up taking their son and running away, leaving her to burn. And she ends up hating him for years and years and years and years because he up and left her. He thought he was supposed to be there for her, supposed to support her, but he left her, and he thought that his wife was dead, that Maeve was gone for good, and that this monster took over her body, and that it's not the same person. He eventually learns that he is wrong, and I'll get to that later. But so yeah, it starts off with that, and then it does the first time jump where it shows. So basically, it keeps time jumping into different generations, I guess you could say. Like, it started out with, their son as a baby. Was there something? I forgot. It's been a while. I read this a few months ago, so I forgot. Hunter is her husband's name. Alexander, isn't that him? Yeah, Alexander. That's her son's name. And it like time jumps to when Alexander has kids, and then it time jumps again to when he has grandkids, I think. I don't know, but Hunter's like really old at the last time jump, and it even goes flashbacks for a few chapters where it showed Hunter and Maeve meet and how they fell in love and how they, got together and everything. And there was even and at one point it was showing like Justin, who is Maeve and Hunter's great grandson. Like I said, the time jumps are a little bit confusing. I understand them more now. But it gets really, really, really interesting, and I ended up not being able to put it down for a little bit because I was like, what's gonna happen? Like, seriously. I love that feeling in a book. So yeah. So, Mary does not know that Maeve is Jonathan's wife, and he's kind of I can't speak. He sired her. So, he's pretty much like, she's under his control, but she was still able to marry Jonathan without him knowing. And it's like, she's part of this prophecy, so it's like they both want her, and there's this, like the back of the description said, a new army is like on its way, like a new army, new war is heading their way, and Maeve's kind of at the center of it. She's the one that's building the army she's finding forgotten people in the town this is the first time she's been to this town in years, because it's the town that tried to burn her when they found out she was a vampire. But that would have been quite a while ago, so I think a lot of people forgot about it and figured she was dead since she was gone for so long. But she started finding like forgotten people and started turning them. Like one time she found a homeless person who served in one of the wars or something, and he was like a soldier, and then it's like the world kind of turned its back on him or something like that. And so he was like a forgotten person, someone no one would miss. So she turned him, and she needed a soldier, so he was gonna kind of like lead her army once she turned more people into vampires for the army. You find out that Alexander hates Hunter because after he lost Maeve, Hunter pretty much got all depressed and I guess became kind of like a bad father. And he also knows the story of his mother, and I guess he's on his mother's side because he's always a part of the reason why he hated his dad was because he turned his back on people when he claimed love. But Hunter's always like, that's not your mother anymore, this and that. Maeve finally does show herself to Alex, and Alex lets her in. She even she does kidnap his wife, but that was to protect her. I don't remember why now, though. Why did? I forgot. But I forgot why she kidnapped her, why she needed protection, but, probably from this war or something. But, and then Alex's son, Matthew, and his wife, whatever her name is, I'm not remember anything today, am I? I think it starts with an M too. But, they get into this bad car accident, and she gets kidnapped and they think it's her parents, I think, because her parents are evil or something, she goes missing. Matthew dies. I think she ended up dying too, because I don't think they thought she survived. And, their son, one of their sons, was, really hurt, from the accident. And their other children, I think, was adopted because I think two other children, another son and daughter, I want to say, and because another time jump, it was showing this one kid, I think it was supposed to be their son, Justin, who was adopted, and he was trying to find out who his birth parents are. Hold on, let me go back to my notes, because like I said, it's been a little while since I read this. I probably should have done this review sooner, but I just kept procrastinating. Yeah, Justin is the one that was hurt in the accident and sent to adoption. Okay. And then Justin's real name is Sean, but they changed his name. And Mariel is Matthew's wife, and Julian is Mariel's father, and he's the one that kidnapped her or something. But then the Shadow King had kidnapped Matthew, who was technically dead, but he took his soul, I guess. I don't know, something like that. And so Maeve could finally meet her grandson. Everyone forgot about Tommy and Gwen, who are Matthew and Mariel's other kids, and I think everyone they are friends with Justin, but I think their names are Nancy and James, and I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be Tommy and Gwen. I don't remember. I don't think it was confirmed, because when I wrote down that, I put a question mark, so I don't think it was confirmed. I think that might have just been a theory of mine, but yeah. Or I just forgot to put period if it did confirm it. I don't know. Trying to see what else there I put on my notes. Good thing I kept these notes. Eventually, Hunter realized that he was wrong about Maeve, because she finally confronted him, and then they get back together, even though she still looks young and he's a lot older. They still get back together, and she helps him out and stuff. Hunter is bringing back the light inside of Maeve, so she's not filled with all that darkness anymore. I mean, it's still in hers technically, since she's a vampire and the Shadow King's wife, but still. But the reason why she still has her humanity is because she was a fairy. So when she was turned, it didn't work completely for her, like most vampires. They usually lose their humanity or something. but she didn't because she was a fairy first. Jonathan has an evil plan. It hasn't said what yet, but I really want to know. Oh, Matthew, while he was dead, had to do all these trials too. I forgot about that. And then Hunter ended up dying of old age at the end, and it made Maeve really sad. And I think Jonathan has something to do with it. I mean, Jonathan is being all suspicious, and he claims to care about Maeve, but then he's kind of going behind her back. You know, he wanted her. Maeve thought she was keeping her relationship with Hunter a secret from him, but he ended up knowing about it and wanting it to happen and had planned it all. And I don't know what his plan is, but I don't like it, and I don't trust him. And he's up to something, and I'm just like, what are you doing? You claim to love her, and you are hurting her. That's Alex. There's so many characters, it's hard to keep up sometimes. Oh yeah, and at the end, Maeve was free from Marius now. I forgot about that. I don't like what he's planning. I'm trying to find, like, at the end, Matthew was filled with darkness. He had lost love in his life. He had lost everything, and everyone forgot about her, and he just was consumed with darkness because of it, and he wants to make everyone pay now. So yeah, that's how it ended. So it ended kind of a cliffhanger, and now I want the second book to come out so I can see it. Because I'm not used to having to wait for the next book in the series, because usually by the time I read the series, the entire series is out, unless you include Warriors, but I haven't even finished it yet, and the seventh arc isn't out yet. I mean, not all of it. I think some of it's already out, but not all of it, you know? So once I finish the Warriors, then I'll probably have to wait for more books because I have no idea when they're going to stop, if ever. Let's be real. I am planning on reading An Ember in the Ashes soon. I own the first book, and then I'm going to buy the second, third, and fourth soon. The fourth one just came out, and I do not know if there's a fifth one in the works. I don't know, but if there is, then I'm not going to wait until the fifth one book comes out to read it because I really want to read it. So I'll probably be reading it after I finish Warriors. I want to finish Survivor. I want to read Survivors and read Bravelands, and then that's probably the next book I'm going to read. So yeah. So I'm not used to having to wait for the next book in the series to come out. Because by the time I get to a book, I already want to. I already like whenever I want to read a series, I either don't hear about it until the entire series is done, or I don't get to it until the entire series is done. So I'm just sitting here like, I want the next book. I need to find out what happens. What's going to happen? What is Jonathan's plan? What is Matthew going to do to the town? What's Maeve going to do to Jonathan and Marius? What's going to happen to everyone? What's going on? Like, I want to know what's going to happen. Like, there's so many unanswered questions and so much going on by the end, and it's like, I need to know now. Why do I have to wait? But luckily, hopefully, I shouldn't have to wait that long. I'm hoping the second book comes out in 2021, but I might be wrong. I don't know entirely, but since the editor apparently already has the second and third book, it should come out soon. I'm hoping so. Yeah, so fun. But it does kind of start out slow, but it is worth the read to get to the end. And just keep in mind all the time jumps so that you're not surprised and you can maybe catch on to the time jumps a little bit sooner than I did because I didn't expect them. So yeah, that's it for this book review. Please like and subscribe and comment your thoughts on it if you like the book, if you want to read it, because I do recommend it. And you can follow me on Twitter, my Bookstagram, and Goodreads as Secret Books, and then I have a Facebook group called Book Addicts that you can join if you want to talk about books, and then I have my other book group, Johara Harper's Books, which are about my books that I publish and the ones that I am working on, and I give you updates and stuff so you can know as soon as I'm like where I'm at in my books and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's all for this video, and I will talk to you guys later.